Where's my light? Of course, I'm not prepared. Yeah, where my light at? Damn, I'm trying to find my light. Give me a second. That might be enough, but what's more light? Wow, I can't find my light. But I think that's enough light, I guess. Always can't find something when you need it the most. As if I didn't organize my entire room and desk. And I can't find my light. It's probably downstairs. But good afternoon. Good afternoon. Good afternoon. Anybody that's coming on here for the first time, anybody who will be seeing this in the future, anybody who will be seeing this in the past, welcome. This is my first live stream on this channel. And I finally am able to live stream from my room peacefully, quietly, due to the fact that I've organized my room and I'm able to have a desk in here. So that's beautiful. But yeah, the reason why I wanted to do this live, multiple reasons, and forgive me because I'm still painting my nails. I'll still paint my nails because like I don't want my hands to be up and you see that now. But this is the hand I've been painting with, so I look crazy. But multiple different reasons why I wanted to do this live. Hopefully y'all be able to hear me good because my mic not up here either. Yeah, where's my mic and my light? I should have been more prepared, but I wanted to be on the dot. So multiple reasons why I wanted to do a live, other than the fact that I've never done one on YouTube before. This I feel like was the time to do it. Trying this out, seeing how it looks and whatnot. The fact that I just have certain ideas that come to me as far as topics as what I would like to talk about. But in the midst of writing, this is my favorite writing book right here that I like crafted together. It looked tore up. I would say it's like 50% written into. 50%, not 25% written into, but this book right here says the Book of K. It should be the Book of Ka because I go by many names. There are different variations of the word Ka. So my the name I was born with is Kayla. And of course, the first two letters in that name is K-A. And I've gone through different things over my childhood. Little Kayla, because I had a twin cousin also named Kayla. So to when they were calling us for whatever reason, I was always little Kayla because I was the youngest. I was younger than her. And I had KK Maz. My aunt used to call me that. Um, when I got older, I stuck with a username on Instagram, which is previously just I just deactivated it. Get all into that, but that username, K Soul, that's how a lot of people know me around. By your new username. A lot of people know you by your username and just simply K, simply. Um, but more recently, we do transitions as human beings is very natural. It's very natural. You might like or love or dislike the name you were given at birth, but when you grow older, you are um, free to rename yourself any way possible, even if it's not legally. I don't think we need paperwork to change our name the way we want to change our name, unless it's a brand. People do that because it's their brand and they want to protect their name and protect their brand. Perfectly okay. But the freedom, free will to want to change your name um, through any phase in your life is perfectly natural, and I want people to understand that. So I go by another name, which is Catranse, Catranse, or because it's trance in Spanish, but I just say you could say Catrance, or Catranse, either or. I'm perfectly fine. That sticks more to the movement that I commit myself to as an artist. Before I learned how to do anything digitally, create anything, design anything, the one thing I always knew how to do is dance and move, to have rhythm, to know how to move my arms, my legs, my feet specifically. That is attached to that name because I feel like a rebirth of that dance spirit, that dance movement spirit. That's the rebirth of that. And then my most recent one is Kala. So that's Ka. And that's the first one that has an apostrophe in it. Ka apostrophe LLAH. And then of course that's what you see on the YouTube channel. So I'm not gonna be on here long. I'm not gonna be on here long. I definitely just wanted to test this out, wanted to see if anybody was here, but I'm not going to be on here long. Um, for the most part, I have a friend, and I hope I hope and pray that everybody is able to have a friend that you can be completely unfiltered with. A friend or a family, somebody you can literally be completely unfiltered with and not have to feel like you have to hold back what you're saying to this person. You're like this. And I have a friend like that, to the point where our dreams coincide with certain things that come up in our lives, in the world, in our communities, certain things that just come up. And this drives me crazy because I need this to be straight. But it's okay. Look fun. I gracious enough have a friend like that. She's in Texas right now doing her thing. Shout out to Sunny because she be just on go. She really be on go. She don't let nothing stop her. She don't let nothing get in her way. Anything. Shout out to all my creative friends that are like that. But Sunny, she's just knowing her story and able to like listen to her story. She don't stop, and I already know she's going to be rewarded in the best way possible. So shout out to Sunny. Um, so these friends, these people or person, you can be very unfiltered with. Um, so in the midst of doing some writing, doing some painting that I want to show y'all, but I don't want to show y'all prematurely. Um, in the midst of that, writing scripts, writing thoughts, uh, painting, dancing in between, just being my natural creative self, which is what I want in life anyway. And I've already aligned myself with that. Therefore, there is no going back if it doesn't align and what I already do as a person, as a brand, as a business, as a creative creator. If it doesn't align with that, as a mother, if it doesn't align with that, it's just never going to work. And it just ceases to exist in my world. I had to get into motion to of what that is actually. Now, that can, financially, mentally, that it can get to you, but I'm not at all discouraged cuz I know the reward. But in between working on that, in between being that creative and going down a little conspiracy uh rabbit hole. Good old conspiracy rabbit hole. Good old. This current one was a 9/11. Now YouTube know what it's doing. YouTube, you know what you're doing. You know. They recommended me a video, 4-hour video of a dashboard of all commercials on like daytime television, NBC, ABC, Today's Show, of commercials and audios of flight air traffic controllers um, talking and communicating with the planes and pilots that were flying these planes into we already know what, and I'm not going to even say it because I don't need YouTube, but I already said it. So in the midst of that, I just found a video. I just wanted to watch it for several reasons. Uh, for documentary purposes, I've never seen it set up like that, where it all plays out in time, all in the same time. Um, for journalism purposes, and for conspiracy theory brain, looking because you understand as a first of all, 9/11 happened when I had to be like 5 years old. 9/11 happened, I was very young. And I don't remember anything. And I wanted to see if like a commercial would trigger something from my childhood brain, my childhood memory. And I couldn't, I don't know why it's like blacked out. I don't know why I can't remember that day. And I remember things all the way back to when I was 3. So, um, looking at that, looking at it for documentary purposes, for numerology purposes, like looking up the chart and stuff like that. So that's very interesting. I think I saw that. Um, I think, of course, the sun was in Virgo. I believe the moon was in Gemini. I think the Venus was in like Leo or something like that. So chart is very interesting. to say the least. But I also learned that there was an artist. Let me make sure I get his name right. His name was, I feel like his name was Michael Richards. He was a sculptor. He was born, I think, 1963, and he's from like Jamaican and Costa Rican descent. And you can tell by his work, he's like a major craftsmanship of his of the day. Like he beautiful work, beautiful sculptures and whatnot. So um I learned that a lot of his sculpting work was inspired by the Tuskegee Airmen, and he was very inspired by airplanes. And he had a studio on one of the twin towers. I don't know which one, but one of those towers. And he was working on a sculpture all night, uh, September 10th, and decided to spend the night to September 11th. And he was like on the, I believe between the 80th, 95th floor, in between those, which is, that's not a good place to be as far as what was happening. So unfortunately, he met his fate there. But the hopefully I haven't seen, how you go, you're online and you see certain videos of certain people, just how it's documented with some of these channels. They're really nice, and it'll be like 10 minutes long or something like that, very professional, very well edited. I don't see any um video like that about his story. It's very interesting. So hopefully, um one story I'll be able to do on this channel is a story about the sculptor Michael Richards. Um, and just to talk about this one sculpture, I forgot what it's called, but it's a Tuskegee Airman. It's all in gold, um, like goldish copper, and there's airplanes facing towards the body of the sculpture. And this is what Michael, these are one of the, I think this is one of the last sculptures Michael Richards um, created. And it's very eerie, but in a way, it prophesized his fate. And what I wanted to discuss is how in tune are you as a person who calls themselves an artist, a creator, how in tune, a craftsman, craftswoman, how in tune are you with that spirit, that creator spirit, to be able to prophesize, maybe not your death, but anything. I feel like that in itself is a lost art. So we all know music can be one of the most, just by rhythms and words alone, it can be the most pure, raw form of prophecy and prophesizing anything. And when, older folks complain that there is no more love in music, and that it's only going to get worse, and that there are people usually younger, who don't like when they complain. But you have to remember a time. You have to remember a time. Because everything ain't always been peaches and cherries, but there was a certain spirit and a certain energy in raw form that was concentrated and mixed together where it created music that resembled, that exercised love. So if you don't see that in today's music, then there's no love anywhere, right? And just to say, I see so many memes talking about fuck love. I don't love nobody. Da, da, da. People go through things all the time. There is a way to be able to move with love still in your heart and still be able to lock up and protect it. So when people are upset about whatever happened in their life personally and whatever happened in their life, whatever happened global community wise and globally, when people are upset, it more so the love they once had for a certain thing can be dismantled way too easily, which it shouldn't be dismantled way too easily. And then there's a certain way you need a certain perspective you have to have for certain things where you can see and understand why this is happening, and it doesn't bother you as much. Perspective is everything. Perspective is everything. It damn, it is like the water. It's like the water of your emotions. It waters your emotions. It does. So I believe that um when you cannot protect or you don't know how to protect your spirit, when you don't know how to protect your love, um you shun away in a way. Um it's a very thin line. You just have to know, you have to understand what works for you. You have to understand what works for yourself. Um but now going back to the music, just using love as an example of that example of prophecy, there is no love in it in this world. It's no love in this music industry that is really being shown. We don't see it no more. I believe that everything from hip hop, what they call hip hop or rap or R&B, has been um not just, I don't want to just say demonized, but really just, wow, the veil has been lifted. I mean, things that we grew. I'm short of 30. I'm just turned a number, and I'm just short of that, of 30, and things that you grew up seeing on TV, grew up seeing magazines and whatnot, and it's just, it was right there. It was right there in front of your face. I'm gonna use fucking Diddy as a fucking example. Freaky ass bull. Like, now, I wouldn't say he was talking about love. Doesn't he call himself brother love? Why does he remind me of the character in Nutty Professor Buddy Love? That nigga wasn't nothing. He was, damn. First of all, I don't remember, did he ever call himself Brother Love? I don't give a fuck. But he reminds me of the character in The Nutty Professor, Buddy Love. And if you ain't never seen The Nutty Professor, and I'm talking about the one with Eddie Murphy, because there's another one my dad told me about, that Nutty Professor. I was like, I don't know what this is. I know Eddie Murphy, and that's it. Um, that movie, if you've never seen that, please go watch that. I don't know what to tell y'all, but the character Buddy Love is so chaotic. He is so chaotic in that movie, like very very selfish, very nasty. Like he was like the epitome of like an unfiltered, reckless ego, scorpion ego. That's what Diddy reminds me of. I'm just not putting that two to two together, but I'm using him as an example because people thought that he was such a business minded, he was such a black excellence, he was such a this, that, and the third. And that nigga never operated out of love ever. Ever. Crazy. As Rich Phil, I think is Rich Moreland. He previously went by Red Pill. Talked about how he's the last of the Harlem gangsters because there was a time during the 60s, 70s, there was a time where black Harlem gangsters, they operated in a certain way, and Diddy comes from that foundation, but he's the last of them. He's definitely the last of that era, that tribe, that draconian operating type of energy. He's the last of that. So making that comparison is interesting, but I say that because he was all over anything that had anything to do with black music, entertainment, and whatnot. And that has been gripped down by spirits and people who are still here walking this earth, that stripped away what he really is. And I mean, like, the black community for some reason already knew what went on, because people never not didn't ever just not talk about him, but we already knew. But that the his domino piece, I mean, when it fell, it made a loud noise. It made a loud noise. This is what happens when people who call themselves artists, people who call themselves creators, singers, whatever, producers, this is what happens when they don't operate at the highest frequency possible in their craft. Because the highest frequency is love. You love what you do. You love when you sing. You love when you dance. You couldn't imagine doing anything else. Anything else. When you don't operate out of that, money is a very low frequency. It's a very low frequency. I don't know how much lower, but I can tell you it's probably the lowest. It's probably the lowest frequency possible. It's probably lower than attention, maybe, but it's a very low frequency. When you only operate for attention, money. But like I said, The age of Aquarius has thin the veil. It has lightened the tint. Tint. Um, it has really pulled down the curtains, pulled them away. I mean, snatched them motherfuckers back and really, really unveiled some. I mean, ain't it a time to, I mean, conspiracy theorists gotta be having a time of their life right now. Back in '08, back in '09, when all of these videos of conspiracy videos, this, that, and the, I mean, they gotta be having the time of their life right now. They gotta be like, see, I told you this back in 2010. They gotta be having the time of their life. Because as chaotic as conspiracy theorists can be as far as their energy, because when you find something that's very like significant, something that can be very disturbing, something that has been perceived as something else but is completely a lie, and you just want to share it with somebody, your energy is just like, and you imagine just imagine just like knowing that with a bunch of different things. So conspiracy theorists energy can be just crazy, but whatever comes out of their mouth is not wrong. And as chaotic as the information is, and some people just ain't ready to hear it, and shout out to the ones that just keep talking and spreading the truth and unrevealing the lies, but revealing the lies, there's something about that they love. They love the truth. Something about that they love to do. And it's probably telling the truth. So, oh my gosh, no. What can artists get back to doing? How number one, how can people who say they're artists, who can say they're artists, who can say they're creators, how can you get back to doing it for what you love? Because sometimes you don't do it just for the money. Sometimes you do it because you need to pay the bills. And it's overwhelming to the fact where the money is overflowing the reason why you're even getting up and doing the craft in the first place. That can be very disheartening. What can you do? What awakening can you have? Like, I tell everybody take a nap. I always tell everybody take a nap, then wake up, go to the bathroom, then see how you just, I don't know, just something about rest and relieving yourself. It just really does the body good, and it just really helps a lot. So I tell everybody take a nap. Just take a nap, then wake up, and then write down the first thing you think of. I also believe if you're able to take a nap, I also believe that naps are very potent. Like, you have very strong dreams with naps. They're very potent. You have a really nice, really strong dream where you're damn near astral projecting, and like at like 1 o'clock p.m. or something like that. Just by taking a nap. I think it's very potent. I think it helps a lot. It's hard for artists to try and re-inspire themselves and not be in isolation. I feel like I've been fighting that my damn self. especially this time of the year, I find the fact that I isolate myself a lot. It's not something I may want to do, but I would rather find another word for isolation because I can't completely do that, especially as a parent. You really can't do that. I hope you can hear me, and nobody's in here to hear me, but I hope this can hear me, and I'm talking low. As a parent, it's kind of hard. Um, but that time for hermit mode just to turn on and just to be and work on what you need to work on and then come out. It's just to come out with something beautiful. Something like, hey, you guys, this is what I've been working on. And then the people who love what you love to do, what you make, they will support you. Just based off, like, where you been at? Where you been? I've been making this. Oh, for real? I feel like you get a great amount of supporters that way. Instead of only pushing out things for like pushing out garbage, like pushing out bullshit, half ass shit. Why are you half assing your art? Did you revise this? What told you? I'm not talking about the people around you that was like, yeah, that bro, that shit fire. Yeah, bro. What's fire about it? Um, well, what in your spirit told you, you know what, this is really good? Do you not have your own inner critique system where you're just like, I don't know, this not, I don't like how this is looking. I don't like how this is sounding. Let me try something else. That's the part of the craft. That's a part of building it. And that's how you get better, of course. You don't have your own inner critique system. Thank God I was raised to have that. Like, just growing up dancing in different genres of dance, I was low key perfectionist, trying to be a perfectionist, especially with dance. I can see that with my daughter too. I can see that with her. She's very competitive, but I have to teach her how to be competitive with herself and not worry to be competitive with others. Because if she's too competitive with others, she will ruin her love for dance. Because I can see it. I can see she has it. She don't, but I don't want her to ruin it. So back to the divination of being an artist. What do you do? Please like comment in the comment section. Please comment. Please talk. Please like converse and give great advice to any other artists that might be in the chat. In the comment section, what do you do as an artist trying to be inspired and get back to what you're creating? And how do you do that without completely isolating yourself to the point where going back into the world is extreme anxiety because you're so sensitive to the energies of the world? You haven't been around it a long time. You can sense anything. If you like me, you're not just sensing, but you are like looking like looking around, especially if you're like in a city um area, you looking around. Everybody can't be in nature by themselves in a freaking fairy forest in real life, but in your head, that's where that isolation, it really, really helps. When you wake up, it's like, damn, the ambulance didn't drive by. I hear buses, I hear children, I hear people fighting, cars running down the block, like cars running down the block. Yeah, they be running. They sound like. Has anybody seen that movie? Is it called Leave the World Behind? I've seen so many people do lives of that movie, analyzing it, and I don't want to watch it yet. I still haven't seen Who Cloned Tyrone yet, but I think, hmm, I might just go down a rabbit hole and do that one. Do an analyst of Who Cloned Tyrone, even though people spoil shit so much. People spoil it, but it's all right. It's all right. Damn. You can't get away from spoilers. Like, that's only way to isolate yourself really is to either watch the movie right away or just like get off fucking social media because they'll spoil everything. They won't have a spoiler alert, nothing. But I'm going to end my stream here because I think I did a pretty good job talking about things, trying this out. And please share, please like and subscribe. I also want to tell y'all that I am the owner of and the creator of a magazine called Universe Magazine. I started back in 2017. It is about and started out about the about Black women, melanated women in hip hop, and started out as a blog website, interviews, things like that. But I'm all archiving that together in an old site because I want to take it to the next level of making it a physical magazine and not just only talking about hip hop, but talking about the broad spectrum of what surrounds hip hop. So a lot of topics like this, um, how Black women can be prolific um, artists, and how our art has been prophesized for many generations, um, to literally help our families, help our community, help our men in battle and war. When we dream, it's art. We dream, it's art every night. We do that every night. So part of that magazine will be, a section about dreams and art. So please look out. I'm gonna put all the information in the chat. Well, in the little bio in the comment section, I'll put all the information. Please share this live, and I'll try to be going live like every Sunday to every Wednesday or something like that. It was very gloomy today. I wanted it to be like more sunshine, but it's been Sunday every Sunday for the past like 3 Sundays. It's been so gloomy. It's been so gloomy, but it's okay. It's all right. It's all right. But please like, subscribe, share this live. Um, and then let me know if you like this live and would like to see any more. And I'm gonna do this hand right here because this is ghetto, and it's just got black paint on it. But please be on the lookout for more art videos too. Be on the lookout.